For this video, we're going to be talking about high-ticket remote closing and sales. Now, this is one of my favorite business models because it has potential to make you millions of dollars and you do not even have to work that much. It is an amazing business model. It is extremely lucrative and has so much opportunity and potential for anybody. All you need to do is be good at sales and closing. Now, this isn't an easy skill to acquire, but if you can learn how to get good at sales, you will basically be set for the rest of your life. You will never be broke, you will never be hungry, and you will be extremely influential amongst your peers and family. Now, let's get started. So, what is remote closing? Remote closing involves partnering up with established businesses or influencers who have courses, programs, mentorships, or high-ticket products and helping them sell them. The remote closer's role is to help these businesses reach a wider audience and enroll new students or clients into their programs or high-ticket products. For every sale, now typically these jobs are commission-based, so usually you'll get like 10%. So an example would be if you're selling a program that's $5,000 and you close somebody and you get 10% as agreed on with the commission-based, that means that you will get $500 per sale. So all you have to do is close 20 people a month and you're making $10,000. And if I'm being honest, a good salesman, a good closer is on the phone for less than 10 to 15 minutes. So we're talking about making $500 in less than 10 to 15 minutes. And if you get really good at this, you could be making $500 a day. It's not a joke. I personally provide high-ticket remote closing services as well. I do give commission based off certain sales and certain levels of selling our packages. So this is something that everybody does, and businesses are starting to catch on. So this service is getting more in demand as businesses are growing and they're learning how to outsource certain tasks. Because why would they hire an employee that they have to pay consistently when they can hire somebody who only gets paid when they make a sale? And that it just makes sense for a business. As a business owner, it just makes sense for me to hire people that are commission based than an hourly, because the people that are commission based are going to be motivated. They're going to be hungry. They understand that they can either work as long as they want or they can work less depending on how good their skills are. So businesses are always looking for remote closers. Now, the benefits of being a remote closer is you work from home. You're working from your computer. You're not working from a specific location, so you're not stuck having to drive an hour to a certain office. You're not stuck having to do all these things, unless you become a closer for a business through employment. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being a remote closer, meaning you're an individual, an independent contractor, a freelancer who basically works with other businesses and gets commission-based payment. So when it comes to getting started, you need to have some kind of education. You need to be good at sales. You need to have some kind of experience in sales. Most businesses that are doing high-ticket closing, where they're willing to pay you $500 plus for each sale, they want to work with experienced people. They want to work with someone who has an understanding of sales, who has an understanding of what they're doing. Because if you're not good at sales, if you're not good at talking to people, you're just going to scare away their potential customers. They're going to lose money investing in giving you leads if you don't know what you're doing. So you need to educate yourself, you need to practice, you need to invest in mentorships and courses to teach you how to do sales better. But like I said, this is the one skill that can be applied to any aspect of your life. So it just makes sense for anybody to get good at sales. You want to attract a new partner? You got to learn how to sell yourself. You want to negotiate and get better deals whenever you go to the flea market or you're talking to someone or you're trading or something? You need to get good at sales. You want to be able to sell yourself to get hired for another business, to put yourself in a position to do opportunities? You need to be good at sales. So getting good at this skill is going to benefit you no matter what. And for any business model you pursue that is in this program, I recommend that you still take time to get good at sales because it never hurts. Now, like I said, the importance of continuous learning and adaptivity. The world of sales is always changing. There's always new techniques. There's always new tools. There's always new strategies. That's why it's important that as an entrepreneur, you dedicate your life to education, because you have to understand that as an entrepreneur, you're going to consistently run into problems. You're going to consistently have to deal with certain situations that are going to require you to grow. They're going to be uncomfortable. But as you overcome these, you will become a better entrepreneur. You will become better equipped to make more money and to become more successful and to be more resilient in certain situations. So There's two different types. When it comes to high tickets, there's two different types of sales people, basically. You have appointment settlers. Now, their primary role is they're responsible for basically getting appointments so they can talk to someone who's actually going to close them next. Now, the reason why this is important, because when it comes to high ticket sales, typically the sales calls take about 2 or 3 initial calls before you actually close somebody. Basically, where they're going to learn about the program, then they're going to talk to somebody else, and then that person that's going to really teach them about how this program can benefit them and what they can do with them is going to be the person that closes them. So you can either be an appointment settler, which is somebody who basically just gets people on the phone and gets them an appointment to commit to the next person, which is going to be the closer. Now, they usually do commission-based as well, but they're usually hourly, and the commission on those is usually a lot smaller than a closer, which is why this specific video focuses mostly on closers. The closer's primary role is you're the deal maker. Once the appointment is set, you take over the conversation and you aim to finalize the sale. You're the person that's going to close them. You're the person that's going to get them excited. You're the person that's going to show them all the benefits and really just bring them in and make them make that decision to make a purchase. And it is the best way to make really good money, and this is the best way to actually, I forgot what I was going with that, but yeah, let's go ahead and continue. So the potential earnings with appointment settlers. So an appointment settler typically makes around $1,500 a month. Plus, they'll get a bunch of bonuses for people they close. They might get like $50 to $200 for each person that they actually close in the appointment. And meaning that like they get the appointment in, and then the person goes through the appointment, and then the closer closes them, then you might get those bonuses where it might be an extra $50, an extra $100. But the closer, on the other hand, he's the one that's earning the commission base. He's the one that's selling the high ticket items, and he's the one that's earning the most commission. Now, like I said, commission for this type of business model usually ranges between 10 to 20%, but it can be even higher. For a lot of digital products, sometimes people don't mind splitting the profit. It really just depends on what business or influencer that you work with, and you just talk to them, build that relationship, and you're willing to just, they're willing to work with you, and you guys negotiate how, the relationship's going to be. But yeah, on average, a high ticket closer is making about $500 for every single sale they make. So you can see how you can easily get to 6 figures in no problem with this type of business model. Now, the factors that influence the earnings for this is the niche and industry. Depending on what you're selling, if you're selling, luxury real estate or high-end coaching programs, then you're going to be able to sell those for high ticket sales. You're going to be able to make really good commission, because if it's a high-end coaching program, then it's probably going to go for a minimum of $10,000. And if you're getting 10% of that, then it's $1,000 for each sale. But some smaller levels might be like ebooks, where you might get 50% of the profit, but the ebook is only going for $50. Or a small program that's only going for $200, and you're getting $100 commission, $50 commission, because it's not really a high in demand skill, or it's just not really in demand as far as that type of niche or industry. Now, your experience and skill level is going to be the hugest factor. Like I said, a lot of these businesses and influencers are wanting to work with people who already have experience, but there's a lot of people that are open to people that are not experienced, because the thing about sales is that sometimes you either have it or you don't. Now, like any skill, you can take time to learn how to get better and adapt and pursue mastery, and you can get there once you're consistent and you put in the work. But a silver tongue and the ability to talk to people is something that goes natural for a lot of people, and some people don't even realize that they're really good at sales. And because of that, a lot of businesses and entrepreneurs and influencers are open to the idea of working with someone who doesn't have experience just to see how they perform. And if you're good, they'll keep you on board and you'll make some really good money with them. Okay, so the skills for success when it comes to being a remote closer. Communication is the heart of remote closing. It is the ability to communicate effectively. This includes listening to what they're saying, not thinking about what to say next, actively listening to them, clearly explaining the program and the benefits, and the capacity to convey complex problems or ideas, meaning that like you have to help them see the bigger picture. When it comes to sales, a lot of the times people have a specific perspective, and it's the only perspective that they have. So as a skilled salesman, you need to help them open up their perception of the world and see a whole new perspective, so they can get emotionally excited and want to commit to whatever you're selling. Persuasion. A closer needs to persuade potential clients to make a purchase. This requires understanding the client's needs, what are their pain points, how to capitalize on their pain points, and basically how to give them an ideal solution that's going to help them solve their problems. Now, you also need to do research. You need to understand what you're selling. You need to know your product. You need to know the benefits. You need to know the downfalls. You need to know the audience and the ideal person that's going to benefit from that product. What are their pain points? What are they going through? When you can better understand this, you can better sell them and you can better persuade them. Adaptability is another huge thing. Every client is different. Every person is different. What works with one person, what works with 10 people, may not work for another 5. So you need to be able to adapt. You need to be opening to learning. You need to be opening to rejection. You need to be open to objections. You need to be open to failing at this, because the more you fail, the better you get. And empathy. Look, you may be selling, but at the end of the day, these are people. These are humans. They have problems. They have fears. So you need to be able to let them understand that you see them as a person, not just somebody who just has money that you're trying to take. You need to be able to be empathetic. You need to be able to understand and have compassion for what they're going through and show them that you understand and that you get it. But you also have to show them that whatever product or services that you're offering is going to help them elevate their life and help them solve that problem. So, do you need prior sales experience? A common misconception is that one needs extensive sales experience to become a remote closer. But as we talked about, a lot of influencers and a lot of businesses are open to the idea of working with people. It really just depends on the situation and the industry. Some people are very strict, others are not. So you just got to do your research and just find people that are willing to work with you. But it's very lucrative, it's 100% worth it, and it's worth taking time to hone in on these skills. So picking your niche. So why choosing a niche is critical. Selecting a specific niche or industry to focus on can significantly impact your remote closer success. A niche allows closers to become experts in particular fields. So when it comes to niching down, the reason why it's so important, because it allows you to practice mastery at a specific industry. If you're helping people sell, let's just say if you're helping someone sell a specific remote closing program that is about Forex, and you are very familiar with that type of industry, that type of niche, the better you get at it, the better you understand that niche and that industry, the easier it's going to be for you to understand the common audience's pain points. What are their struggles? What are they looking to solve? So that's why niching is so important, because it helps you understand people's personal interests, the marketing demand. The earning potentials are different for each industry. Like I said, depending on what you're selling, commission-based might be off that. If you're selling a high-ticket product that is very valuable and very in demand, then it's going to be a lot easier to sell versus cold calling a person and pursuing and persuading them to sell a product that they may not be interested in, or they are interested in, but the industry that you're in doesn't usually charge a certain high-ticket rate for that. So the commission on that's going to be a lot lower. Now, popular niches when it comes to remote closing are going to be e-learning, any type of educational software, any type of program, high-ticket programs, luxury items, high-end tech gadgets like Apple, or specific memberships for certain programs. And another thing is just technology, honestly. The different types of certain computers or certain types of programs or softwares that can solve problems for businesses. Subscription models are another great way that are profitable, that's high-ticket. And when it comes to subscription services and you're doing remote closing with that, the reason why that's also very lucrative is because typically they'll pay you a commission based on the retention of that client. So if somebody signs up for, let's just say, you're getting 10% and they sign up for a $1,000 service each month, well, each month you're going to get 10% of that service as they stay on working with that business. So you have potential to make an extra $100 each month. And if you do that 10 times, then you're bringing in $1,000 each month on autopilot, and you only had to talk to them once. So that's why that's also another, very popular niche to be in as well. So when it comes to finding remote opportunities, there's a lot of different ways that you can find them. Leveraging LinkedIn is a great one. LinkedIn is a great way just to network with other influencers, network with other business owners, and just reach out to them and let them know. It also has a really good section that's just for gigs and jobs. So if you're looking for a specific job, if you're looking for remote closing opportunities, you can leverage LinkedIn to find new people, engage with people's content, follow certain business owners, reach out to them directly and be like, hey, my name is this, and I do this and this and this. I have experience in that. And you never know. All it takes is for you to get one good gig and you're making $10,000 a month. It's really that easy. It's not that easy, but it can be that easy, and it's that simple. You just got to be willing to put yourself out there. You got to be willing to get rejected, and you got to be willing to fail, because all it takes is one success, and your whole life can change. Research established figures and influencers. This is literally just going on social media, going on LinkedIn, going on YouTube, and just reaching out to influencers that are already selling programs, that are already selling products, and just telling them that you want to work with them and that you'll work with them based off commission. A lot of the times, these influencers already have these programs in play. So you just got to basically just be on their radar, and they'll let you do it, especially if it's commission-based, because they don't have to pay you hourly. Depending on how good you work, how hungry you are, then you're going to make money, and they have nothing to lose. So it just makes sense. Upworks, Freelance, Indeed, LinkedIn Jobs, other great places for you to basically just find these gigs, reach out to people, and, essentially get signed up. And ClickFunnels, 2 Comma Club. Now, this is a very interesting one. Basically, ClickFunnels, they like to share their success people. They like to share people that are successful in their 2 Comma Club. And there are places where you can actually go on the ClickFunnels website and you can actually find these people that are very successful that are already selling courses, because ClickFunnels is essentially sales funnels for people who are selling education or high ticket products. And basically just reach out to these owners and tell them, hey, I want to be a part of your program, because they more than likely already have some kind of commission-based high-ticket sales program in play. You just got to get right in front of them and let them know that you want to work with them. Oh yeah, really quickly too, just to kind of give you guys an idea so you guys can see. So here's Upworks. Here's one person that I was able to find. This person charges $65 an hour, and they've done over 3,000 hours. So this person right here, as a remote closer, they're making over $200,000. This person, as a remote closer, has made over $200,000 from Upwork's platform alone. That doesn't even include the other platforms that she's on, or if she has a business, or if she's partnered up and directly reached out to other people. That's just from this one platform, which is pretty crazy. Another person, this is from a high-ticket closing group. These are people that are always consistently selling. This person right here is, she's looking for appointment setters and closers, and your earnings can be anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 a month with 100% guaranteed pay. Like I had mentioned previously, she does also do the 10% commission. This is just a group that I've joined. There's a lot of different groups that you can join. If you're looking to, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, there's another great way to find these ideal people to work with as well. Here's just kind of going through it so you guys can see. Here's another person, $7,000 a month, starting off at $7,000 and go up to $15,000 a month as a remote closer. That's insane. What jobs are paying this? What jobs are paying this? What business models are paying this per product? Monthly, guaranteed. It's insane. You don't even have to find the leads. You're literally they're giving you the leads and you're fucking closing them. That's insane to think about. So just kind of go through it a little more. Facebook groups are great to find these type of jobs. So that's why I'm, these gigs. That's why I'm consistently on Facebook and stuff. But another one right here, $3,000 to $5,000 a month. That's still a little low, but still, that's $5,000 plus. That's still great money and pays well, and that's paying most than 90% of the jobs out there. Especially if you're someone that doesn't have a college degree, or you don't have too much education to get a job that pays really well. High ticket closing. Go on YouTube, study for a whole year, get good at fucking sales. You just found a way to put yourself in a position to make 6 figures. Just kind of just going through a little bit more, just to show you guys how many opportunities are out there. This person right there, $5,000 a month, no experience needed. So he does pay a little bit low on. He does pay a little bit on the low end. But you're making $5,000 a month, which is still great money. So, just to kind of give you guys an idea, even LinkedIn has a bunch of different gigs. Right here, $1,000 to $200,000 a year as a remote closer. And the reason why these salaries are so vague is because it just depends on how hungry you are, how good you are, how much you're closing, how much work you're putting in, how many people you're calling. So that's why there's not a specific price for these type of hourly rates. But, just to kind of give you an idea, there's so much money to be made out here. It's insane. There's so much money to be made out here. And you don't even have to be this crazy entrepreneur. You just got to be good with talking to people. Okay. So choosing the right opportunities and deals. So like I had mentioned, industry reputation. So choosing the right opportunities and deals. The criteria for selecting a company. Industry reputation. So you want to make sure that the companies that you're working with, they have a good reputation, that people aren't afraid of them. They don't think they're sketched. They're not screwing people over, because that's going to make you look bad. That's going to make you look bad, and it's going to convey in your sales closing abilities. Because if you're a great sales closer, but the business sucks at providing their services or whatever they're selling, then it's going to make you look bad, and you're going to have people that are going to want refunds, and people are not. They're going to be more hesitant to work with you because of the reviews on the internet and all that good stuff. So something you want to keep in mind. Another thing is to evaluate the offer. You want to make sure that's commission-based, because you want to make sure that's worth it. You want to make sure the product or service has value, because yes, the goal is to make money, but at the end of the day, the goal is to add value. As a salesperson, as someone who's in sales, as a closer, your primary focus should be to add value to your customers, to add value to your clients. How can you improve their life? What can you do what can you do to improve their life? What can you do to add value to their life? That is the number one thing that you should be focusing as a closer. Now, do they give you training or support? If you're going to work with a company, are they going to give you training and support to understand what the product is, who their ideal audience is, how to talk to them, and how to make sales? If they provide that, it's even better because you'll have a better understanding and a more solid foundation to get started and start making money in the fastest amount of time. Now, reaching out to potential companies, craft a compelling pitch. Ideally, if you can make a video and then, attach like a little resume that says your experience and stuff, shows them that, send them that stuff, bug them, call them, send them inconsistent stuff to show them that you're hungry, because these businesses are looking for people that are motivated. These businesses are looking for people that want to take their life to the next level and are willing to work 12-hour days plus, because those are the people that are hungry, and those are the people that are making six figures. So just keep that in mind. The more hungry you are, the more you show them that this is what you really want, the more likely they are to hire you. So getting clients for closing deals. So most of the time, companies will provide the clients, and you just have to basically just talk to them, close them. So you're getting warm leads. So these are people that are already interested in what you have to offer. So that's usually what the model is for this type of business model, But typically, you might have some other businesses that they will have you find your own clients. Now, usually if this is the setup, if a company is providing the clients, then the commission is usually a lot less. But if you're finding your own clients, then the commission is usually significantly higher. So that's one of the trade-offs for that. If you're going to look for clients, you want to make sure that you're on social media. You want to make sure that you're reaching out to them. You're on LinkedIn. You're running ads. There's a lot of different ways that you can find clients. So when it comes to finding clients, let's just say you're in a situation where you actually have to find and outsource your own prospects, your own clients. So you want to start off leveraging your existing connections. Your friends, your family, everybody you know knows somebody else, and that person knows somebody else, and that person knows somebody else, and they may need your services. The person you know directly may not need your services, may not need that specific program, may not need that high-ticket product, but maybe somebody they know. I forgot what book it is, but I believe the book, I was reading the sales book, and it was talking about for every one person you know, they're connected to at least 1,000 people. So if you know 10 people, you essentially are connected to 10,000 people. And from those 10,000 people, I guarantee that you're going to find someone who wants to buy your program, who wants to buy your product. You just have to get to them. Now, using social media. Everybody's on social media. Everybody uses, 90% of the United States uses social media every day. So, of course, there's going to be people on there. Of course, there's going to be qualified leads on there. You just need to get in front of them. You need to learn how to use social media. You need to learn how to cold approach. You need to learn how to cold message. And you need to learn how to foster relationships and build trust on social media. Content marketing. That's another great way to do that. Starting a YouTube channel, starting a blog, starting a podcast that talks about specific niches and problems in that industry will be a great way for you to set yourself up as an authority figure, set yourself up with more credibility, and increase the chances of somebody coming across your content and wanting to work with you because you've already established yourself as an industry leader. Networking events and conference are great. Go to your local networking events. Go on, whatever websites. You can meetup.com, find networking events, reach out to businesses on LinkedIn events, Facebook events, and just reach out to people and, meet more people. As an entrepreneur, the more people you meet, the better, because all it takes is that one person to change your life forever. So don't be afraid to network, get yourself out there, consistently meet new people, and make sure you have business cards. As a bonus, you want to make sure that you dress good. Okay, as an entrepreneur, as a closer, your image is your brand. So if you're over here wearing dirty ass shirts, really bad hats, crappy shirts that have holes in them, dirty, people are going to see that, and they're not going to want to work with you, because if you can't carry yourself in a certain way, then how are you going to be able to take care of them? So that's something that you really need to keep important. You need to keep in mind when it comes to networking and being influential and putting yourself out there as an entrepreneur. You need to dress your best. You need to be ready to network. You need to have business cards on you at all times. Another way is cold calling and emailing. Just, finding a business, paying for a listing. There's a lot of websites where you can basically pay for list of, business owners in specific industries or any of that good stuff. Reaching out on social media and literally just cold calling and cold emailing. Cold calling or cold emailing essentially is reaching out to somebody who doesn't know who you are. So they have no connection with you. They don't know who you are. You're just some random person that reached out to them. That's why it's called cold calling, because it's a cold interaction. And so your job is to turn it from a cold interaction to a warm interaction by fostering in a relationship and building in trust. Okay, so sales tips for beginners, because this is obviously, a lot of people, if you're on this course, you're probably new to sales, or you probably have some experience, but remote closing is just a whole new different thing. But you need to understand your product. You need to master your product. You need to understand your product inside and out. You need to be the go-to person if somebody has questions, and you need to be able to respond and answer those questions in a timely manner. How would you feel if you asked somebody let's just say someone calls you, they're trying to sell you something, and you ask them a question about the product, and they give you a 20-second pause where you have to wait for them to figure it out? You're going to be like, this person's a scam, or this is sketchy. You're not going to want to work with them. So you need to understand your product inside out, and you need to be able to respond fast when they give you questions. Second is you need to be an active listener. When it comes to sales, a lot of people they get stuck in their head. They're thinking of what to say next. And because they're thinking about what to say next, they're not actively listening to the customer. They're not listening to their pain points. They're not listening to their problems. And because they don't know their pain points or their problems, they don't know how to convert them, and they don't know how to close them. Third, you want to build a genuine relationship. This is a person. This isn't just somebody that you're trying to sell to. This is a genuine person that has problems, that has a life. So get to know them. Ask them about the weather. Build that connection that's beyond just the sales call, and get to know them and let them like you. And you never know. They might come back. They might send their friends. They might send their family. You never know. Handle objections gracefully. So if someone objects, you don't want to get all pissed off. You don't want to get angry. You don't want to sound frustrated. Just be understanding. Show empathy. Let them know, I get you. I hear you. I understand what you're going through, but if you don't make this commitment now, how would you expect your life to change? How do you expect the situation to get better if you're not taking action, if you're not doing this? You need to be empathetic. You need to let them know that you understand, but at the same time, you need to show them that the product that you're selling is going to out-benefit the objection that they're giving you. It's going to outweigh the negatives that they're thinking about, because it's going to just improve their life. It's going to solve their problems. It's going to make them a better person. You need to be able to convey that in a way where you're not angry. You're just like, man, like, be excited. Like, this is it. This is it. You need to put that energy out there, and always follow up. The sale is in the follow-up. A lot of times you're going to reach out to people and they're not going to respond. 90% of the time they're not going to respond. And your job as a closer, as a sales rep, is to reach out to them and be like, hey, I saw you didn't respond. I just wanted to follow up. On average, it takes at least 4 follow-ups for someone to commit. So just to give you an idea, 4 follow-ups, and most people are okay with up to 7. So you can reach out 7 times, and they might be on that 7th time where they're like, you know what, I'm ready. For whatever reason, the situation just worked. It was better. They weren't busy. They had the money. They got an extra bonus. Like, for whatever reason, that 7th time worked. So always follow up. And lastly, personalize your approach. You're a person. You're unique. You're different than everybody else. So figure out how to capitalize on that. Capitalize on your story. Capitalize on what makes you different. Capitalize on your skills and experiences as a human being. Okay. Oops, sorry, I skipped it too. So recommended programs and books. So some awesome programs that'll get you better at honing your overall sales skills is Cardone University. Grant Cardone is a notorious business entrepreneur. Many people know about him. He's wrote many successful best-selling books. He is an amazing entrepreneur, and he can teach you a lot of game about sales. So his program is amazing. Mastering Influence by Tony Robbins is another amazing program that dives deep into the art of influence, persuasion, and the psychology of sales. Tony Robbins is a powerhouse when it comes to personal development. All of his books, gold mines. All of his programs, gold mines. And the last one would be Money Boss. Jason Capital is an expert when it comes to sales, and he's the youngest one from all three of these programs. He is the one that is I think he's 30. He is so young. He's incredibly intelligent. He has mastered influence. He's mastered high status, and you can learn so much from sales and persuasion techniques from this guy. So the difference between these 3 is that I would say Jason Capital understands how social media works, and he's leveraged the fuck out of it. So that's just something to keep in mind. All 3 of these programs, you can definitely benefit from them. Another program that I'd be worth investing into would be Hustlers University by Andrew Tate. That's another amazing program that I didn't include in this presentation, but it'll teach you how to hone in on your skills. It'll teach you how to be a better entrepreneur, and it'll help you level up your life. Now, a couple books I recommend. Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone, an awesome book that teaches you how to be more influential and teaches you how to just sell your products, sell yourself, and let your ideas flow effectively when it comes to sales. A classic book that everybody should read by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is an amazing book that teaches you about the fundamentals of human behavior, the effects of communication, and the art of building genuine relationships. Sell Like Crazy by Sabri Subi, I think that's his name, or I don't know how to pronounce his name. I always forget how to pronounce his name. But this book offers actionable strategies that are relevant to social media and sales funnels and leveraging the ability to make money on the internet. It's an amazing book. I highly recommend you check it out. The Psychology of Sales by Brian Tracy. It's also another great book that teaches you the fundamentals of psychology, understanding triggers, understanding different strategies that have worked from a guy who has been in sales for his entire life. Brian Tracy is an amazing guy. High Status by Jason Capital. Amazing book. It's not necessarily about sales, but it's how to make yourself a high status individual, which will in return reflect your sales. You know, once you learn how to carry yourself with a certain type of energy, a certain type of aura inside yourself, and you just got that confidence to just go out there and take over life, this is a book that's going to help you get that. It's going to help you, teach you how to do your posture. It's going to help you with your tonality. It's going to help you with your stance. It's going to help you with the way you walk, the way you talk. Great book. And then the last one is going to be, I believe it's $100 Million Offer by Alex Hormozi. This is one of the newest books that came out. It also talks about how to create irresistible offers, understanding the buyer psychology, and how to create effective sales strategies for your business. Okay, so my final thoughts. So the journey of sales. Sales, especially remote closing, is a journey filled with highs and lows. Remember, you're a salesperson, so you're going to get rejected. You're going to face objections. You're going to face problems, and they're going to happen more often than not, if I'm being quite honest. But the thing about sales is all it takes is 5 closes, and you're making fucking, $5,000, $10,000. All it takes is a very few handful of wins, and you could be making 6 figures. So be open to the journey of sales, be open to failing, continuously grow as the sales landscape is ever evolving. Stay ahead. It's critical that you invest in continuous learning, invest in mentorships, invest in those books, those courses that I had mentioned. Adopt a lifelong journey of learning, and you will never be broke. Value relationships. Like I said, yes, you're selling, but the person that you're selling to is a human. They have problems, they have fears, they have emotions, they have situations that they're trying to overcome. Be a person, show them that you care, show empathy, and, just connect with them as a human being. Stay resilient. Like I said, you're going to get rejected a lot. It's part of the sales process. You're going to get rejected by the same person 3 times, and then on the 4th call, they're going to close. It happens. It's very common. So just be prepared to be rejected, because you're going to get rejected 100 times before you get that one win. But guess what? That one win is going to fucking pay out, and you're going to be amazing, and you're going to have confidence, and it's going to change your life. And lastly, consistently reach out to your clients. Ask for feedback. If you close somebody, be like, hey, what is it about the sales call that you liked? If you don't close somebody, be like, hey, what is it that I did that, made you not want to commit? What is it about this program? What is it about that I said, Ask for feedback. Most people are afraid to put themselves out there. Most people are afraid to ask for feedback because they're scared what they're going to hear. But you need to be open to constructive criticism. You need to be open to people telling you where you fucked up and what you did wrong. Because that's how you grow as an entrepreneur. That's how you become a 6-figure earner. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. I believe in you guys. This is a very lucrative business model. It's one of my favorite ones to talk about. I believe you can do this. You have so much potential. Get out of your head. Don't overthink. Take action. Continuously learn and dive deeper into this business model if it's something you want to do. You got this. I believe in you.